You are definitely going to want to watch to the end as we go through the latest 2026 CPP, OAS, and GIS income updates. In addition to that, I'm also going to give you the full updated 2026 CPP, OAS, and GIS payment schedules, the updated OAS clawback thresholds, a walkthrough of the Government of Canada retirement income calculator so that you can estimate just how much CPP you will get, along with a small tutorial on how to use the GIS tables to determine an estimate of your GIS if you qualify. We have a lot to cover, so let's get after it. Getting your government pension payments in Canada just became way easier to understand. And here's exactly when your money hits your account in 2026. CPP, OAS, and GIS will all arrive on the same day each month, making budget planning incredibly straightforward. These payments typically land during the final week of every month. However, when the regular date falls on weekends or statutory holidays, Canada automatically moves your payment earlier so that you're never left waiting. However, I did notice when I looked at the calendar, they have accounted for holidays in their schedule. So the dates that I list here should be when you get paid. Feel free to pause the video here and write these dates down from the screen, or if you want, I made it even easier. I have put a downloadable PDF version in the description below that you can print off and post it somewhere handy so you always know exactly when your government payments are coming in. Now, if you haven't done so already, it's a really good idea to enable direct deposit through your My Service Canada account online portal. Having your government benefits deposited directly into your bank account helps eliminate mail delays, reduces fraud risks, and helps ensure faster access to your funds. Now let's dive into the major CPP updates for 2026. And the most significant change this year is the annual cost of living adjustment. Your CPP benefits are rising by exactly 2% to help combat inflation. Now, I know what you're thinking, 2%. Wow, thanks a lot. Because groceries only got more expensive by 2%, right? At any rate, while this meager increase is supposed to keep purchasing power steady, it's honestly a very small bump compared to what we've seen in recent years. And here's how this works in practice. If you currently receive $1,000 monthly from your CPP, you'll see an additional $20 per month starting this year. That brings your new payment to $1,020 monthly. The maximum CPP retirement benefit has also climbed. If you qualify for the full amount at age 65, you can now receive up to $1,507.65 monthly. However, a lot of Canadians will not hit that maximum amount as they will likely be in and around the average CPP payment, and that amount for someone starting benefits at 65 has also been updated, and it currently sits at $803.67 per month. This CPP average reflects a typical contribution pattern throughout your working career. Now, remember, these adjustments happen automatically, so you don't need to apply for the increase. Your benefits will simply just increase, reflecting your new amounts. Unlike CPP, which adjusts inflation annually, OAS gets reviewed 4 times per year. These quarterly reviews are in January, April, July, and October to help your benefits try to keep pace with the rising costs of living. For the current quarter, running January through March 2026, OAS payments just increased by 0.3%, and while that might sound small, it adds up to roughly the 2% inflation rate that has been used over the past 12 months for CPP. But there is something that you may not realize about how these inflation adjustments work. When inflation slows down or even goes negative during a quarter, your government payments don't reverse or decrease. Your benefits are protected from going backwards. They can only stay the same or increase over time based on the consumer price index changes. So there is some good news in that once your payment level is established, it becomes your new floor. The new OAS maximum monthly amounts have also been adjusted upwards. And if you're between 65 and 74 years old, the maximum OAS payment is $742.31 monthly. For seniors 75 and older, that maximum jumps to $816.54 per month. Now remember, your OAS payment depends on how long you've lived in Canada after age 18, not how much you have worked. In order for you to collect the full OAS benefits, you need to be a resident of Canada for 40 years, though partial benefits do start at 10 years of residency. If you're a Canadian senior over the age of 65, the Guaranteed Income Supplement could be putting hundreds of extra tax-free dollars in your pocket every month. GIS is not taxable, and GIS GIS operates as a safety net for modest income seniors already receiving OAS. Similar to OAS, GIS gets adjusted 4 times a year based on economic conditions, and for the first quarter of 2026, single seniors can receive up to a maximum of $1,108 monthly. That's over $13,000 annually in additional support. But here's the critical detail about GIS that everyone needs to understand. GIS uses income testing, which means that for every additional dollar of income in retirement you earn, it will reduce your GIS payment. For single seniors in 2026, your annual income threshold must stay below $22,488, excluding your OAS payments. Cross this threshold and you lose it completely. Now, the government does provide detailed calculation tables, of which we will go through and navigate the numbers. However, the numbers in those tables can be a little bit tricky. Speaking of numbers, did you know that over 90% of my watch time comes from awesome viewers like yourselves who haven't yet subscribed? If you happen to like this content, please take a quick moment to like, subscribe, and now hit the hype button if you can see it. It's a newer feature YouTube released for smaller channels like mine. It really boosts the channel's visibility, accelerates views, and helps get this channel in front of many more great viewers like yourselves. Thanks again in advance for your support. Now, before we get into the tutorials, I do want to touch on 1 or 2 final areas, one of them being the update on the 2026 OAS Clawback, also known as the OAS recovery tax. Applies to higher income seniors, and it requires you to repay some or even all of your OAS benefits once your net income rises above a specific threshold. And the key thing to understand here is that the clawback is set up in July to June recovery periods based on the prior year's tax return. So, here are the updated thresholds in order. For the July 2025 to June 2026 payment period, based on your 2024 income, the clawback begins once your net income exceeds $90,997, and OAS will fully be clawed back once your income exceeds $148,451 from age 65 to 74, or $154,196 over age 75. For the July 2026 to the June 2027 period, the clawback thresholds increase to $93,454, $152,062, and $157,923 respectively. And the following year, they will increase again as they are adjusted with inflation. So for example, if your net income is $100,000, the clawback would be 15% of the difference between $100,000 and $93,454, which is $6,546, meaning you'd repay about $982 of OAS over that period. To reduce the impact of the clawback, strategies like pension income splitting or using your TFSA can be extremely effective, because the goal is to keep your taxable net income below that threshold while still funding your lifestyle. I have a pretty cool thought experiment video on how to get $3,000 per month tax-free in Canada using this TFSA strategy combined with Canadian tax credits. Now we're going to get into a quick tutorial on how to use the Government of Canada Retirement Income Calculator to estimate your CPP, especially if you're like me and you can't log into My Service Canada. So if you scroll down to the description below, I'll have the link there for you to click on, or you can just Google Canadian Retirement Income Calculator and click the canada.ca result. Once you're on the page, you will see a bunch of disclaimers, which is normal, and it's a little hard to see, but you have to click on that start button right here. From there, you enter your birth date, you enter your gender, and you can plug in your current annual income just as a baseline. The next part is why we came to the site in the first place, which is to estimate your CPP benefits. And if you click on the Canada Pension Plan section, select CPP, and when it asks if you have a statement of contributions, just hit no for this example and choose instead estimate based on my expected earnings. This is where it gets really interesting, because you can enter what you earned at different age ranges, like 18 to 24, 25 to 34, and as you fill those in, you will literally see your CPP estimate increase in real time on the right-hand side. You can also project earnings going forward and see how close you might get to that maximum CPP pension if you keep earning above certain levels. After that, you can go to the old age security section and answer a couple of basic questions like whether you'll be living in Canada and how long you've lived here, and it will estimate your OAS as well. Now, of course, the government is very clear that these are rough estimates and not financial advice, and I would tend to agree here. But it's still extremely helpful because it can give you a very rough number for CPP and OAS that you can then plug into your retirement projections. All right, so now let's move on to the GIS tables and how to use them. If you Google GIS Canada, you should see the Government of Canada page pop up, and it should say something like Canada.ca, Guaranteed Income Supplement. Once you're on that page, scroll down to the section called How Much You Could Receive and click it. From there, you'll see another link that says Find out more about Guaranteed Income Supplement payment amounts. Click that, and for whatever reason, and I have no idea why they do it this way, it doesn't take you to a clean GIS table page. It actually brings you to the Old Age Security Payment Amounts page. But don't worry, you're in the right place. Now here's the important part. You have to scroll all the way down to a small section near the bottom called Resources for Partners, Open Government, and you're looking for the link called Table of Benefit Amounts by Marital Status and Income Level. Click that, and it finally takes you to the Data and Resources tab. Then you'll see Table 1, which is the table that most people need, the GIS for a single person who receives an OAS pension. From there, you can hit Explore and then download the table. Now, instead of making you jump through all those hoops, I've included a direct link in the description below that takes you straight to that data and resources page. So you can get right to the table instantly and estimate your GIS without clicking through 10 different pages. Hopefully that makes it easier for you. Once you download the table and open it up, you're probably gonna have to zoom in because if your eyesight is as bad as mine, these numbers are very, very tiny. But here's what you're looking for. You want the section that says effective January to March 2026, and then it shows your yearly income excluding OAS pension and GIS. And that's the key part because this is where you include income like CPP. So for example, if your CPP is your only income, then CPP is basically what you would use as your yearly income. So let's do a quick example. Let's say that your CPP is $500 a month. That's about $6,000 per year. So scroll down the table until you find the income range, around $6,000, and then move across to the GIS amount. And in this particular example, the table shows you that your GIS benefit would be about $775.74 per month. And that GIS payment is tax-free. Once you see the table in its entirety, the whole system becomes really clear. As your income increases, your GIS gets reduced until you hit the income threshold, and once you go beyond that, GIS drops to zero. So that's the process. You find the correct table that matches your situation, you locate your yearly income without your OAS, and the table tells you your exact estimated monthly GIS. And you can see it right there in black and white. And just one final reminder here. RIF income, pension income, and RSP withdrawals all count as income for GIS purposes, and they can reduce your benefits. But TFSA withdrawals do not count as income, meaning that your tax-free savings account is one of the best tools available to help protect benefits like GIS while still giving you tax-free cash flow in retirement. So that's the full 2026 update for CPP, OAS, and GIS, the increases, the payment schedule, the clawback thresholds, and the calculators to help estimate your own numbers. And these are exactly the kinds of things we love to work on. Real people, real numbers, and realistic retirement goals. If you're curious as to how this might apply to your situation, feel free to reach out. My contact information is in the description below. We're always happy to walk through the numbers with you and see if there's a way to improve your retirement outlook, reduce unnecessary tax, and make the plan fit your life, not the other way around. Do you want to see that video on how to retire on $3,000 a month tax-free in Canada? Or maybe you just want to see my latest upload? Well, I've got everything all queued up and ready for you. Click here for more amazing financial insights. I'll be waiting. We'll see you soon.